So now let's talk about AI-ready sales force, bridging the gap between the business demands as well as workforce transformation. We're truly at a defining moment in business evolution wherein AI is no longer a futuristic concept. Sales teams today are expected to move faster, they're expected to personalize deeper, and of course, deliver measurable outcomes. But the real question is not whether AI will impact sales, because it already has. The real question is, are the sales team AI ready right now? So how do we equip professionals with the skills to interpret AI-driven insights, or how do we balance automation and get the irreplaceable human elements of trust and relationship building? So we're really taking all the knowledge which our keynote addressee shared, but we are asking our panelists to add on their perspectives on the same. And as the stage is now set, allow me an opportunity to welcome all our panelists with us on stage. Starting with, ladies and gentlemen, the moderator of our conversation. Please join me in welcoming Thambu Raj Athuvan, Senior Vice President and BU, Head Sales and Marketing Commercial Excellence, USV. Namita Patwari, CHRO, Alembic Pharmaceuticals. Dr. Jagmohan Singh Rishi, CEO's Coach, President, Bombay Management Association, Official Head, Global L&D, Wockhardt. Satya Mahesh, Consultant, Universal NutriScience Private Limited. Please do continue with that applause. Chinmaya Mohanty, Vice President and Head Human Resources, Valais Pharmaceuticals. Mahesh Abhyankar, Executive Director, Gloderma. We request all our panelists to stay seated, and of course, we'd like to leave it in the able hands of our moderator to take it forward.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Ashish, and thanks, SmartWinnr, for having us over here. Impressive talk, sir. Very difficult job you have given to us, following you after your talk. Sir told us very clearly AI has been used in Army also. Of course, this is a time we have been using AI in our enterprises. We have learned leaders here. The leadership is sitting here who have been implementing AI in enterprises for some time. Probably before 6 months, this was not the case. We were all experimenting. Now, we are fully using enterprise AI. So we will learn a lot today. But we are not going to be talking about Gen AI, chat GPTs of the world to write emails and making beautiful presentations at all. We are talking about enterprise AI usage, which is going to be, or which is rewiring the decision making. Sir said decision making still is in the hands of human, but of course, AI has been helping to take better decisions. So we will talk about it. First round, a quick round. I just want to each of you to respond about the top use case of enterprise AI use case. Which part of your function has been deployed with AI, how it is helping. Broad mention of it. Probably next round we'll go deep into it. Over to you, Namita ma'am. Which part of your organization is using AI?
So first of all, good morning, everyone, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to the SmartNext as well as Ashish. And I am actually more motivated than the time I entered the room after listening to Sir. So that brings me to the level where we are using AI, and definitely that has become core competence to us, not just a buzzword. At Alembic Pharmaceuticals, we started a year back this AI project when it was just a buzzword. We started for our field staff, as Sir had rightly said, that the sales people, you cannot neglect them, and one cannot even think of neglecting them, especially in the pharma space, because you have MRs all over India, in the deeper pockets of India especially. We started this AI for our employees' health and well-being because that's the most important part. We are happy to sell medicines, then we should be happier to be part of their better health. And that's the reason why we started AI bot. It's called Astara within our organization, where the bot really helps them to find hospitals. Somebody's wife is pregnant, parents are ill. So just put a PIN code and you have all the list of hospitals available, whether there are relevant hospitals available, which is a doctor to go to. So we built the AI for that. So health and well-being was my topmost priority, being into pharmaceutical, helping our sales force, and subsequently we started building it for the betterment of employees. Another very important use case that I can talk about is AI-based coaching, because it's very important that on-the-go learning. I think in my previous organization, also in logistics space, I had learned that motorbike was a very important part, and people put the earpods and then you start learning. So now if you have done the learning, you have little space, you have AI telling us how to talk to the customers, how to be more relevant to the customers, because today's day and age, it's very important and imperative that our sales force are fully equipped, because our customers are smarter than our sales force. So if you want to meet the smarter customer, you make our sales force really smartest of all. And AI has been helping us. It's like a front running the business in terms of coaching and making sure that our employees are well informed about what to talk, how to present, how to be more relevant, and knowledge as well.
Thank you. Quick benchmarking. How many of your organizations are using AI for coaching? Please raise your hand. Quite a few. Probably next year it will all change. Dr. Rishi, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Tambu. But before I begin, I must say I am totally overwhelmed, emotional after hearing you, sir. My father was in army, and you took me back to my childhood days when I grew up in those cantonment areas. And of course, army is always closer to me because I could not join army. So I've been trying to live the values of army in the corporate world. So coming to your question, with respect to the enterprise level, AI has been a buzzword. You can't escape AI into his world, just like you can't escape your WhatsApp. So that is what we have been trying to do. First, we worked on the capability building across the organization. That is what my strategy was. And the best part is that you need to have a buy-in from the seniors. And what buy-in better can be when my managing director was conducting a workshop on AI for his direct reportees. And that is something when you bring the seriousness from the top. And not only that, we have also initiated, like ma'am mentioned, I'll not repeat it, that like for the field force, we have also initiated AI coaching, and it is doing very well. It reduces the effort of the trainer, human trainer. But at the same time, as sir also mentioned, that AI can do a part of it, but the real decision lies with the humans, of course. That quality thing. So being a coach, a corporate coach, my prices will be more than the AI coach. I think it will be 10 times. So, so that is something, humans cannot be replaced by AI, definitely with respect to one-on-one coaching kind of thing. So that is something, and from the enterprise point of view, we have employed coaching, AI, particularly AI, in my hospitals also, where the nurses turnover is very high. So that's the reason that the time of the senior nurse is taken for training. The TAT is much faster with respect to that. And also when it comes to specific aspects, as ma'am mentioned about field, the time of a sales trainer is saved, and effort of that sales trainer is saved if we use the AI trainer, particularly from the product capability point of view. Even now, the skill training is also being helped by the AI coaches. So that is something which is happening. Of course, the final aspect is we have yet to see. The beauty is yet to come further. The rest of the things like Band-Aids, like ChatGPT, Claude, they are being normally used by the company, of course. I have a dedicated time in for my team. What is the innovation you have used, particularly using AI in your team? For example, the time period for making a presentation, it was for 2 days to 3 days. Now it is 5 minutes only.
Absolutely.
So that is something, the productivity has gone up that way. Thank you very much.
Just one quick sub-question. So you said product training and skill training. So which part of the side AI is used more?
More for product training, I will say it.
So product training, they are automating with AI, whereas skill training is it's hybrid, probably.
I will say when there is no option, that time you can try. These days the ad is coming on TV, no? Gemini is giving guidance to a bowler, the girl bowler, that I still lose my speed when I'm doing this. So Gemini is advising it. I don't agree with that.
Sure.
Okay.
Over to you, Satya.
So at UNS, we are already experimenting with especially the distributor claims and distributor management. I think that's where we have put the AI, and the project is on. In rest of the areas we have explored, we have tried, tested few cases, and we are yet to make it into an enterprise-wide, enterprise-wide projects we are yet to take up. But the first thing that we are doing, it is mostly to do, increase the service levels to a distributor, reduce or shorten the time of his claims settlement. That's where we are using.
Sure. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Thanks, Ashish, BlueTech Media, as well as SmartWinnr for inviting. Okay, so I'll give a brief thing what AI does to me in individual and then enterprise, as because he focused more on enterprise. I think any platform which comes to us, because I think I have come from an era, most of us, where we have done hard reporting in hard copies, sending in through post and all that sort. So from there to coming to AI, there's a huge shift, and we have all sitting here, and many of you might have seen the change, how it has brought in, and each change has brought in much easier, like it has made our life much easier, and that's what AI is going to do and is doing also. Like in personal front, I use in a lot of complex scenarios AI, and not only in emails, but also in tasks related to IR, ER, getting into, how our legal codes are like now, labor codes are there. To understanding that also, I use lot many times AI. How right, how wrong, that's a different thing we can discuss later. Maybe it all depends on what type of prompt we are actually giving to the AI. Beyond that, at enterprise level, both in my previous organization and in present organization, what I'm doing is, mostly we are using is, I think, can I ask you a question? How many of your, whichever organization you represent, how many of you are using at least more than 10 different platforms, like digital platforms or digitalization platforms for your day-to-day life? Like, for example, SFA, then you have HRMS solutions, you have like Acuvia, market research agencies, data, and a lot of such. Even in HRMS also, in my previous organization, we had more than 10 different platforms talking to each other, not talking to each other, and we have taken AI help to, so that all these platforms talk to each other and give us the data that we wanted. So that's where we are using. So how many of you are using more than 10 platforms? Just raise your hand. At least 10 or more. Many, I think. Most of us. Yeah, so I think that is where AI has started playing a significant role, and it is going to play. Even in my present organization, my SAP team is here also. So what we are doing is, in SAP platform only, we are bringing in HRMS, so that at one go we can have all the data points, anything and everything related to Salesforce, because pharma organizations most of pharma organizations have more than 70% employee strength sitting outside the head office or plants. So there, how we can have all the data points at one point, like at any given point of time, whether HR, training, or business head wants to see a particular data, they do not have to go to 10 different platforms to understand about an individual. So if you can get it at one place, that's where I think this AI can help us a lot. Yeah, sorry.
Over to you, Dr. Mahesh.
Yeah. So I think in the sales enablement, one of the important point is cash. So in the knowledge part as well as the skill part, the usage has started in the AI segment, and I think in the some habit part also, right? So these are the couple of important points. But apart from that, the art and design department, then the marketing department, the medical department, those are essential for guiding the sales in various aspects and building the customer experience. So while KOL mapping is there, or creating a digital content which is very critical for, so all these areas, HR some started, but I feel that still it is in the experimental stage. And because the AI strategy is not in place, the budget is not there, or the capability building is not to that particular extent. So adoption stage, it is going to take time. Yeah, thanks.
So we got a lot of response, different departments, different use cases, and I'm sure things will further evolve. Next question I want to ask about is, when you are deploying or when you have deployed these projects, something must have changed, right? Something you must have plugged in new, something you must have unplugged, some rewiring must have happened. Rather, in simple words, I would say the workflows must have improved from purely legacy-based, humane flows to hybrid workflows. I'm sure something must have changed, something must have taken that big decision, something must have said go ahead to that. Who did that? Did your chief AI officer did it, your technology guy did it, or you all did it, or the leadership CXOs did it? So you can go a bit more deep into the decisions, how it has happened, a story about it, what problem it solved, and how it has impacted you positively. To start with you, ma'am, maybe you can start with your health insurance example.
So, the best part in my case, the founder and the promoter, the MD himself wanted this. So, my, advocacy part was taken care within the organization to start AI. But, when the top leadership wants it, but the middle leadership sometimes acts really funny. And that was the case even I experienced it, to be very honest. The people who were doing this manual job, we knew that it will be replaced by AI. So first we figured out that where do we settle them and not let their job go. So that was my first step, which was a very critical step. And that step was taken by me. So I didn't want to be, a person who takes away the job just because of AI, because there are so many articles and so many videos floating around. So first thing first was to redeploy the resources. And that was a time, it was critical. The tech side of the teams were very anxious. They were sort of not ready for it, but I had to share the benefits, that why it is important for our sales force, because our MRs are really struggling in the deeper pockets of India. Even though we are in a pharmaceutical industry, even though we know a lot of things, but still it is imperative that we give them tech support. So that was my biggest challenge, where I had to put my foot down, redeploy them, convince the tech team, onboard them, and then it comes to actual implementation. There were so many issues, like the workflow, as you said. There is an insurance company involved, which is a third party. There is my own team involved, which is located at 2 different cities. Then there are other people involved, which are actually implementing on the field. And all of them were all over the place. So getting them together was my biggest challenge. Yes, the tech team, once onboarded, once they got the confidence, once they had this assurance from my side that they are not going anywhere and they are going to be with us, then they started gradually coming on board. We didn't have any, AI chief technology officer. We were all in it together, and it was like we'll all sink together or we'll swim together. This was a kind of push and the build and the collaborative effort that I had to put in. Yes, it was taking a lot of time from my usual work pattern, but I had to do this. Unless and until I did that, nobody would trust me. And I cannot build a system without getting the full trust from my own people. So yeah, that was my situation.
Fantastic. So AI enterprise adoption is always top-down, not bottoms up. Departments, functions can't push it ahead. That's for sure. I'm sure that companies where the top is aligned, everything will go smooth. Doctor, over to you. Tell us something about the talent part of it. How did you do that? And I think you were ahead of others all the time. How did you do that?
No, I can't say it. Work in progress.
Of course you were,
always.
Doc.
Yeah, thank you very much for that compliment. Of course, we have been trying that that DNA is there, that kida is there of having curiosity.
Who had that kida, you or your boss?
I think
Both.
I had it. We worked together.
You had
only.
it both.
We worked together. You know it. So that kida of curiosity should always be there. That how does it? I used to break toys and again make it again. So I would say that when it comes to the talent part, since I was a medical rep myself, I always used to have any strategy which we do, whether it is in SFE, whether it is in training or in HR, have an empathetic view towards the other customer point of view. So whether now it is in shop floor worker, if he or she has to face a US FDA interview, we understand the empathy because the person, interviewer is going to talk in American English. This guy, even knowing the answer, is getting lost. Okay, so that is where you have to create those scenarios talking in English, American English, so that he or she becomes comfortable. Similarly, when we launched other digitization programs like maybe let us say when we launched tabs or iPads, there was an element of mistrust by the field. Okay, I am getting tracked. So then when the mistrust comes, the execution fails. So sir also mentioned about it. So first thing you have to build a trust among your field force that this is for our betterment and there is nothing called tracking, geotagging and other things. I know some companies have this. I mean, the bosses want it. But I mean, that is something we have to ensure that you have to build trust. Otherwise, the ownership and accountability will not come. So before we build talent, we build trust first. That is what my take is. Yes, challenges are always there when we implement and bring any change. When we implemented it, there was a role play to be done. There was new LMS, the way it is being done. Now the LMS is also getting outdated. I mentioned in my book, Are You Digital Dinosaur? The biggest fear of the middle manager is, as I mentioned, as ma'am mentioned, that is my job safe? So that is where many people find fault in implementation also. So next part I'll talk about is that, in implementation you have to handhold, it has to be a team of the immediate manager, the HR, the trainer, and we have to get a third party also and create a team so that there is a proper handholding. There will be mistakes in the pilot sessions, but at the same time you would continue handholding them and show the benefits of it. Today when they see the benefit that AI trainer is helping the person improving the product knowledge, which have been taken multiple physical sessions, they definitely adopt it. No? The adoption rate is much faster when they see the benefit of it.
So do you sell the benefit by saying that people save time, and what can you do in that time? Not more work though, of course.
Yeah, I got it. I like to talk about another aspect, not only save time. Today's Gen Z, they don't want to be told. Okay. So that is the reason today I think AI has come at a right time. They would like to explore it just like reels. So the content creators at the head office should create content in a reel format. So that is something which is there. And I will not say that they can be more productive with the time saved. They will definitely watch reels.
At least they can go and watch reels, yeah. Gen Zs here can relate, I'm sure.
They will. We cannot say if I make a comment that they will be more productive, going to more customers. Sorry, that is not expected. Work-life balance is also important.
So probably work-life balance is the selling point. Oh, thanks to you, ma'am. Satya, probably over to you next. Everybody's talking so positive about it. I want to hear something negative about it. What did not work? What did you try? Something must have failed.
Sure.
Probably something to learn from for all of us from negative.
Sure, but let me just give you a brief of what we have done. There was a stage where we were really wondering, everyone is talking about AI, possibly we are the only ones who do not know what is even AI and all that. In that attempt, I have gone through YouTube, at least I must have spent about 30 hours trying to understand, and after 30 years I understood that possibly I have not understood anything about AI and all that. The same is the case with everyone in the organization. So the first thing as an organization that we have done is to understand the capabilities of AI, because everyone is at a different stage of understanding of AI. everyone had tried the free tools which were there. Then the organization gave us Copilot. Few of us have got full licenses, then tried experimenting and all that. But then we have gone through a third-party agencies who were facilitating, trying to understand each department and trying to find out where can we use AI. Once again, at that point of time as an organization, we were only trying to find out where all we can use AI. But then possibly at the end of almost a 2-month rigorous understanding of every system through the third party and all that, then we realized that we should not be launching a project just because AI is available, and we need to possibly understand what kind of problem we are trying to solve, which is not possible with the existing paraphernalia that we have got. Finally, we boiled down to few things which we have explored. One is like today you have Copilot, you can easily create an agent yourself. That's not very difficult. 10 minutes of work, possibly you put in all the PDFs, all the brand PDFs and the brand knowledge and few websites, you can put it, and then there is an agent which is already ready, answering the questions exactly the way that you want it to be answered. Because your files are, your knowledge is slightly different from what possibly is available in the internet. But the problem was the scaling of that would be pretty expensive. I hope you all are aware that if you have created an agent yourself, and if you have to give it to your field force, virtually every license is $30 a month multiplied by this thing, which is pretty high. So I think that's a failure. We realized, and we did not understand how do you actually scale it up to give it to every medical representative. It's there, at the fingertips. You just type a question, you have the answer with references. So anytime someone gets stuck, you have the answer, but scaling it up is pretty difficult. Now understanding that $30 a month, and how often you are stuck with a doctor, and is it still worthy of actually answering it there, or is it that you have to wait to send it back to medical, and possibly that gives us a second chance to actually engage the doctor. We realize that the cost-benefit ratio is not much. I'm not saying that it is right or it is wrong, but I'm only saying that this is what we felt. The kind of benefit that the AI gives us should be economically viable and sensible. That's one thing. What we have really not explored, though there is an opportunity, we have identified that as, once again, micro-learning using the AI is one which we have realized that this is the way to go ahead, because every day the science is changing, every day the communication is changing, and the whole pharma, even if the insurance and all, is all about those 2-3 minutes. So how best you can make is what we have realized. Now coming to the things which we have we started is about the distributor claim management, which the AI is expected to bring 100% accuracy, reduce the drudgery, and reduce the kind of hard work of like virtually checking the hard copies and checking the soft copy. Checking the data on the system. I think that's going to reduce quite a bit of effort, and also going to increase the productivity at that point of time. But we are yet to see that. It's still on the implementation stages, and we are yet to see the benefits. But we believe the way that it is going, the accuracy is very high, which says that now once we experience this, one of the major problems of pharma is also like secondary sales. We do get the PDFs, we do get multiple formats, and sometimes field force punches, sometimes we all have tried through OCR readers and all that. But I think AI OCR readers, as you train them over a period of time, the accuracy rates go up considerably. I think that's one problem we look forward maybe in the near future to actually handle that. So
Sure.
that's from us.
Yeah, thanks for the perspective. Mr. Mohanty, you also did make a mention about succession planning in your previous organization, change management, personalized learning, and many things. So probably you can take 1 or 2 examples and tell us how did you do that exactly, so that audience can take pointers.
Sure. Thanks for this question, actually. Thanks, Namita and Satya, also for talking few of the things which I am going to talk now. It is about my previous organization. I'll tell you how we could able to some extent, successfully sort of drive implementation of AI, which is definitely is always a top-down approach as of now. So there are 3 steps which got involved, broadly 3 steps. First is vision building, which started from chairman itself and the top leadership across, actually that's a conglomerate having multiple companies in multiple industries. So it started from chairman, then the top leadership, followed by second line and rest of the employees. So first is vision building, second is capability building. So once top leadership is convinced that where this AI is to be utilized or how we can utilize it, then the second line was capability, and capability started from the, again, top leadership. There was a assigned course to all top leadership, which is of 8 hours curated course, specially designed for the organization. What is that organization expects based on the 6 or 7 capabilities that organization drives. So, and how AI can involved in enhancing all those capabilities. So based on that, the particular course curriculum was curated, and it was mandated from the chairman that all the top leadership team has to undergo within a particular time frame. And it is not that you have to just watch the videos and all, it has to be, you have to undergo simulations also. You have to answer after each module how you have understood, and you have to pass to get into the next module. It was like that tough, and how it is difficult to make leadership team to undergo that, you all know, and that was the HR's task to some extent. So we could able to successfully do that. So second part was capability building, which we have done. Then the third was culture building. So once capability was to some extent built, we cannot say in AI it is evolving every day. So we cannot say that what we learned 6 months back will be effective today. So whatever it is, it has been learned. Then the third was culture building. So there were a lot of interventions which was taken by the organizations to build that culture. One of the example was there was an innovation festival which was created. So it was a 2-day event which encourages employees to think beyond their day-to-day job, to create certain projects which they feel will add value to not only to them but also to the organization to a larger extent. And it is should not be specific to the department where they come in. It is cross-functional also, and even can be cross-industry also, because we had that leeway of working across multiple industries. So that was the third thing which was done, was culture building. So once all these 3 steps done, I think to a larger extent AI was adopted by the organization. And one more example which I would like to give about, as you told about succession planning and talent management. So that prior to AI, it was more on Excel, and as I told you, 10 different platforms were being used to assess how individual employees being performing. So what we could do is that, fortunately, at a group level, there is a digitalization team also, HR digitalization team, which actually drive along with all senior leadership team of HR and business leaders. So what we have done is, every year we used to find out hypos based on 4 broad criteria, based on last 3 years performance ratings, which comes from HRMS solution. Then we have 2 different partners who, one does assessments, online assessments, again using AI tools, and the third one does 360-degree feedback. And the 4th assessment that we used to do from the line managers or all the line managers. So all those 4 parameters were taken into, and there was weightage given in such a way that it is not a biased decision while selecting a hypo for the future. So managerial feedback was definitely taken into consideration, but it was not beyond 25% weightage. So it was taken like that, so that there was a fairness to the approach. And all this earlier was done, as I told you, in Excels or in the systems, but all were integrated through AI. All those platforms were integrated to HRMS solutions. So at the beginning of the year, we know who are those hypos are, and it didn't stop there. So what we have done is, we have used AI to understand whatever job descriptions we have across all the around close to 50,000 plus employees were there across different companies, whether those JDs which we already have is matching to what AI generates. So we done a matching with AI. We have got all the JDs scrutinized through AI, and could see that around 70 to 80% of the JDs were matching to what AI given us to the existing JDs. And what we have done is, then there were 3-4 interventions which we do for hypos, because they are the future leaders for the organizations. One is we, through these innovation festivals, which I have given you examples, there we select projects. So these hypos were part of those projects, which is again cross-departmental and cross-industries agnostic. So these are the future leaders who are not specific to the pharma industry or say FMCG or infrastructure. They can get an access to understand how other industries work. So they got assignment on all those projects. And they are also assigned mentors, like all senior leadership team have been asked whether they would like to be mentoring few of those hypos across again companies. So there were mentors, coaches, and all this in the platform itself. No one goes to a senior leader and tells that I want to be mentored by you. So you can choose your mentor, and not only choose, you have to also see the schedule of that mentor because they are highly engaged leaders. So you can see that what their calendar look like and when you can get an appointment from that leader using that particular platform so that you can be mentored. You do not have options to have multiple mentorship sessions, at least 3 mentorship sessions in 6 months. You can choose as an individual which mentor you want or which coach you want from XYZ company in the group. Yeah. And then you can get mentored through them by scheduling your
we got
timing
it.
as per them.
So wonderful example. I think it's very hard to believe such things happen in India. How many of your organizations do high potential employee engagement using AI tools? Nobody. A lot to learn from you. I'm sure Dr. Rishi also made a mention about interviewing. Interviews happen with the help of AI too. Of course, humans take the decision. We'll talk about it a bit later. Over to you, Dr. Mahesh. You made a mention about product development, KOL engagement strategy. I'm sure AI can do wonderful. Talk a bit about it, Doctor.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the market has become so competitive, and there are on every Friday there are 50 medical representatives in the doctor chamber. So creating a differentiation is very, very critical for across the value chain. So I think mapping the KOL on various platforms, so customer personas, because there is a diabetologist, there are 10 diabetologists, but every diabetologist is a different. So that particular thought process, and if you, the AI started mapping the KOLs in the social media platforms, in their publications, their conferences, or they are leaders in various forums, digital as well as local forums. So that mapping creates a differentiation and the sales becomes enabled that how to approach to a particular customer in different manner. And similarly, apart from the L&D department, the marketing and art department, medical department which are there, we are always supporting the whole process of strategy. So here, the content making, I know that in my whole life, more than 100 product monographs I have made. And many of the products are, even one product is 1,000 crores. But what is important today, the speed of making monographs, speed of making literatures. So once we have done that, tell the product management team that within 1 hour finish the copy of visual aid.
From 6 months, from 3 months to 1 hour.
So from cycle meeting is every 4 months, but within 1 day you can make a copy, and nowadays we can within minutes you can make a copy. So the digital content, the speed of making a digital content and the plethora of data available with the sources are very critical. So the content made by the art department, as he has mentioned absolutely, in my company the art department took an initiative that they get trained on AI, and now all the designs are made by them, and then even they can write copy.
Do you need an art department now, or product managers themselves can do now?
Both the ways. It's both the ways. So that is the most important point. And even as, so hyper-personalized content is going to be, currently we started adopting. And in the previous company also, Tambu, you know that we have made a good platform which is still continuing doctor, patient, and the company platform. And that has taken into the next level. So in product development, yes, if you are nutraceutical or Ayurvedic or Nutri-Ayurvedic products, if you see today I want a particular ingredient for neuropathy, of a particular ingredient for hair loss. Now there is a lot of AI helps us in generating or giving the evidence what is published in the animal studies and human studies. It becomes very easy, right? So those in the product development, so these are the areas I think personally I am also using this in the process. Yeah.
Sure, fantastic. You want to say something, Doctor?
Has reminded me one thing that, you know, although AI is helping us create multiple creatives, small videos, but still in this era of specialization, you can't totally depend on AI. You have to, like what we have done is we have created a creative department, which is, we hired a specialist from O&M, and we given him 30 people. And that is basically the one message I'll give. You have this airlines ad, which says, don't fly, fly better. Okay. So whatever you do, do it better.
Sure. So I think I also wrote a paper on that. It is not only AI going to be doing all our tasks, but it's AI and with human in loop is going to be the better future approach. Next is going to be a rapid fire to be fair to the next panel, we save time. Quick responses. Tell me in this journey of AI adoption in your enterprise, what was the single largest barrier you have faced? You did touch about it, but still you can quickly tell about it, ma'am.
Acceptance.
Acceptance. Perfect. Over to you, Dr. Rashid.
It's a rapid fire, so I'm not talking
Absolutely,
more.
yeah. That much is enough, yeah.
Yeah, of course, adoption. Same word.
Yeah,
So
objection,
meaning is
adoption.
same, adoption part.
Question, doubt, you okay? Yes. Satya?
Cost benefit
Cost,
ratio.
you said.
Cost benefit
Cost
ratio.
benefit ratio.
I think mindset of accepting change.
Change management.
Change
Yeah,
management.
it is a change management. Therefore, it is becoming narrative of leadership. Yes.
Yeah, I think it is a top middle management, so it has to be both in it. Top has to
Which
be
is
number
the
one.
hurdle, top or the middle or the bottom?
I think middle slightly.
Middle, as ma'am said too. Middle is more, I think more of middle managers are here too. So I'm sure programs like this will give you more clarity about the future ahead. One last round, again rapid fire. Lot of the people are here, they probably wanting to implement AI. So what would be your advice to them over a period of next 18 months? What is that one thing they should do today so that their enterprise probably accept AI adoption as a part of their workflow? So what would be your recommendation?
I'll give you a simple framework which I have used. One is your objective or purpose has to be very clear and there are no ambiguity there. Be tenacious, very important for every L&D and HR professional. If you are going to, go on the AI journey, you have to be tenacious because it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be highly rewarding. That's my personal experience. And the third one, an important one, adopt, accept. Half the barriers are in your own head. Trust me, because the day you start loosen up the barriers, it's all coming from the fear, so adopt. These three are magical words and framework. The day you start absorbing it, I think sky is the limit for you.
Absolutely. Awareness and getting yourself trained, getting yourself convinced, and then having that imperative of where to pitch in. Perfect, ma'am. Thank you. Dr. Rishi.
I'll start with the quote which sir mentioned, that policy is not what you begin, it is how it ends. So always have end in mind, then you start implementing anything which you do it. Execution is the aspect of it. What benefit are you trying? I'm a great believer of blue ocean strategy. And it says that what you can eliminate and what you can improve, make your competition irrelevant. That is something if you are able to do all those aspects. So that is what my take is in short.
I'm sure.
I can continue.
I'm sure this will be a good strategy. Yes.
To me, what problem are you solving? What value are you adding is the one. And I mean, if you have to be ready for the next 18, 24 months, the most important thing that, across the pharma organizations have worked in about 5-6 organizations is the data cleanliness, or rather data governance is what becomes the most important one. Because the moment you start the AI project and all that, you all of a sudden realize your data isn't at disparate sources. I mean, you can't trust your own data because there is no single version of truth. This single version of the truth has been told multiple times for the last 10 years, but I don't think any company had achieved, because what is the sale in the SAP is different from what is the sale in the field.
Absolutely.
Very right. So data governance, I think, is the most important one.
The starting point is data cleanup and then having a data preparation before go there. That's fantastic.
Yeah, what I would say that let's not speculate. A lot of us are still assuming what AI is going to do instead of taking any action on ourselves, how we can adopt AI. So just a question before letting him. How many of us sitting here have at least undergone some courses on AI, which is 3 hours plus, not that Zoom, this one, Reels one.
Not a reel.
Not a reel, yeah, first, that's what. Okay, okay, still around 25%. Actually, I asked this question recently to a management college where there was MBA students, and there were 100 students, and out of that only one hand got raised.
Sir,
So that's how.
all HR leaders are here. I think you all take the decision and train the people in the employees on AI, then the function coming and asking you.
Now, I think, Tambu, referring to this point, now when I took medical degree from KEM, every 3 years I take one more degree. So currently I have got 6 degrees in the continuous manner, 3 years, 3 years. So I think everybody should take some good degree or AI because still our career is there for next 20 years or 30 years, which is the most important thing, leading to 3 hours courses or 6 hours courses. Because during previous organization also we have taken a good digital training, and there was one design thinking workshop. Immediately I took a design thinking degree, and then for company I conducted 15 workshops, and that I am continuing from my personal level. So what is critical is that once you do a good course and our knowledge increases, our skills in AI increases, and that will automatically impact the organization across.
And I'm sure that's a fantastic. One last point, Doc. I'll come to you. Training again, you got to train 6 months back is not going to be of work. You have to be kind of on the go. You have to keep getting trained because the tools improve, the capabilities change. I think continuous training is the key in this case. Yeah, Dr. Rishi.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to extend it that we said, you asked how many of you attended the program, Chinmay asked. I'll say how many of you trained other people on AI? How many of you done it? Let me ask you. Because the best way to learn is to teach. So that is something.
We have 3 AI trainers here.
Take up projects to teach others, you will be forced to learn.
Okay, so one last comment. With AI coming in our system, the capabilities are improving. Think about a situation. Today is 31st March. Tomorrow is 1st April. You have kind of done a beautiful AI wiring in your system. All KRAs are done overnight in the middle of 31st. 1st April morning, all the increment letters are ready to shoot for the validation of human being. Increment letters are ready to be delivered in the mailboxes of employees, 50,000 employees. This is possible with the help of AI, of course, with human being coming in. How many of your organizations are ready for that change? Or you are still happy with your May month end increment letters going to your staff? It's fine. But your competition is catching up. As Sir said, some of the organizations are very well ahead. Your organizations have to catch up too. Thank you so much.
Yes, I think just 5 seconds. So there is a beautiful dialogue, Salesforce dialogue in the future. मेरे पास डॉक्टर है, केमिस्ट है, LBLs है, मेरे पास सैंपल्स है. तेरे पास क्या है? मेरे पास AI है.
मेरे पास AI है. I'm sure this will change the world. A lot of learning. Thank you so much, panelists, and thank you so much, wonderful audience, for the great listening.
Thank you so much. May I please urge and request our panelists to step forward. Allow us an opportunity to first capture you in one frame as a group. And let's encourage them with a big, big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. SmartNext. 26th moment right there. Continue with the hashtag which is displayed boldly on the stage and continue these sharings. May I also take the opportunity of inviting Keith Das, the Director Sales APAC of SmartWinnr, to please join us on stage and help us in giving a token of appreciation to all our guests. We'd first request Keith along with our moderator, Tambu, to please be in one frame. Thank you so much, Namita. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, Dr. Jagmohan. Let those applause keep pouring as we thank all our panelists. Mr. Satya, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Mr. Chinmaya. Thank you for joining and sharing your wisdom on the platform today. And thank you so much, Dr. Mahesh. And towards the end, if I may request all of you to further step forward. Keats, you can stay back and please be a part of the frame. We just request all of them to give us a group photograph, this time with the mementos in play. But the best part we can do is give them an applause so that they can smile for all of us. This is all happening at the first very edition of SmartNext